Introduction of statistics. Meaning and definition of statistics. The term statistics has its origin in Latin word status, Italian word statista, or German term statistic. All the three terms mean political state. In ancient periods, the beginning of statistics was made to meet the administrative needs of the state. In modern times, statistics is not related to the administration of the state alone, but it has close relation with almost all those activities of our lives which can be expressed in quantitative terms. Uses and importance of statistics. Importance for administrators or administration. Importance for businessman or industrialist in the field of business, industry or agriculture. Importance in economics. Importance for politicians. Importance for social reformer. Importance in the field of science and research. Importance for banking. Importance in the field of education. Limitations of statistics. Study of numerical facts only. Study of aggregates only. Not the only method. Homogeneity of data. Result are true only on an average. Can be used only by expert. Misuse of statistics is possible. Only means and not a solution. What is statistics? Statistics is a science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting and presenting of data. Suppose we will collect monthly income for 100%. After collected data to organize. For example, split the male income and female income and etc. That is called organizing. After completing the organizing, we will use to apply any statistical methods. That is called analyzing. After analyzing the data, we will give result. That is called interpreting. And finally, we will have giving result through diagrammatically. That is called presenting of data. For example, bar diagram, pie diagram, line diagram, etc. Formal definition of statistics. There are two main branches of statistics. First one, descriptive statistics, and second one, inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics include the technique that are used to summarize and describe numerical data for the purpose of easier interpretation. Inferential statistics. Inferential statistics include those techniques by which decisions about a statistical population or process are made based only on a sample having been observed. Because such decisions are made under conditions of uncertainty, the use of probability concept is required. There are four types of descriptive statistics. So first one, measures to condense data, and second one, measures of central tendency, and third one, measures of dispersion, and fourth one, measures of relationship. Measures to condense data. Frequency and percentage distribution through tabulation and graphic presentation. Table, graphs and diagrams, and percentages. There are four types of table. So first one, frequency distribution table, and second one, contingency table, and third one, multiple response table, and last one, miscellaneous table. Next, graphs and diagrams. Line diagram, bar diagram, pie chart, histogram, frequency polygon, cumulative frequency curve, scatter diagram, pictograms, map diagrams, and etc. Collection of data. There are two types of data, primary and secondary. Methods of collecting primary data. There are five types of collecting primary data. So first one, direct personal interview, indirect oral interview, information through agencies, questionnaire method, questionnaires in through enumerators. So we will mostly use for questionnaire method only. Methods of collecting secondary data. There are two types of collecting secondary data. So first one, published sources and unpublished sources. Next, classification. Collection of statistical data through primary or secondary data contains a large number of numerical facts. The facts collected are to be arranged in a systematic manner to enable the statistician to compare, analyze, and to interpret the data. The process of arranging the most data in a proper way is called classification. For example, the income of the entire earning population in India may be classified as follows. First column, income in rupees, and second column, number of in crores. So below 10,000, 30 crores, and 10,000 to 20,000, 35 crores, 20,000 to 50,000, 40 crores, and 50,000 to 1 lakh, 10 crores, and above 1 lakh, 5 crores. So totally 120 crores. The data is arranging in a proper way is called a classification, because all time we will not remember in every one data. Formal definition of classification. Next, types of classification. There are 4 types of classification. So first one, geographical classification, and second one, chronological classification, and third one, qualitative classification, and last one, quantitative classification. Geographical classification. We will collect a data for country wise or state wise or city wise and etc. That is called geographical classification. For example, see the below table for collecting city wise data. Chronological classification. We will collect a data for yearly wise, that is called chronological classification. This is an example of collecting yearly wise data. Qualitative classification. There are 2 types of qualitative classification. So first one, simple, and second one, manifold. This is an example of simple classification, and this is an example of manifold classification. Next, quantitative classification. Quantitative means numbers. We will convert variable into numbers. That is called quantitative classification. This is an example of quantitative classification. Frequency distribution. There are 2 types of frequency distribution: univariate frequency distribution and bivariate frequency distribution. There are 3 types of univariate frequency distribution. So first one, individual observation, second one, discrete frequency, and continuous frequency. First one, individual observation. This is an example of individual observation. And second one, discrete frequency distribution. Example, the following are the daily wages received by the workers in factory. Construct a discrete frequency distribution table. Solution. First we will find frequency distribution table using tally marks. After completing frequency distribution table, we will form discrete frequency distribution. So next, third one, continuous or grouped frequency distribution. There are 4 types of continuous frequency. So first one, class limit or class boundaries. Second one, class frequency. Third one, mid value or midpoint. And fourth one, class interval. There are 2 types of class interval: inclusive method and exclusive method. This is an example of continuous or grouped frequency distribution. Next, cumulative frequency. There are 2 types of cumulative frequency. So first one, less than method and more than method. This is an example of cumulative frequency for both methods. Next, bivariate frequency distribution. This is an example of bivariate frequency distribution. Next, tabulation. Objectives of tabulation: to present the collected data in an orderly way, to simplify large and complex data, to present facts in the minimum space, to facilitate comparison, to facilitate statistical analysis, to detect errors and omission in the data, to identify trend and tendencies of the given data, to help reference. Parts or components of tabulation: table number, title of the table, head note, caption, stubs, body of the table, source, footnote. This is a structure of parts or components of tabulation. General rules or principles of tabulation: the table should be simple and compact. It should not be overloaded with details. The caption and stubs in the table should be arranged in a systematic manner. The table should suit the purpose of the investigation. Units of measurement should be clearly mentioned, that is, weight in kg, price in rupees, etc. Figures may be rounded off to avoid unnecessary details. Columns should be clearly planned. Table should be complete and self-explanatory. Table should be attractive to draw the attention of the readers. Ditto marks should be avoided. If the table is big, it will lose its simplicity. Hence, it is better to break it into 2 or 3 tables. Advantages of tabulation: it enables easy to understanding of the data. The main feature of the data can be noticed by looking at the table. It facilitates comparison between 2 or more series. It saves times and money by reducing a mass of data into a few columns and rows. Once the data is tabulated, further analysis and interpretation of data becomes very easy. Next, types of table. There are three types of table. So first one, on the basis of coverage, simple table, complex table. So there are three types of complex table: two-way table, three-way table, manifold table. And second one, on the basis of objective purpose. So general purpose table, special purpose table. And third one, on the basis of originality, primary table and derived table. Difference between classification and tabulation. So first one, classification, and second one, tabulation. It is prepared before tabulation. It is prepared after classification. This is the process of dividing the data into homogeneous subgroups. This is the process of arranging the classified data systematically in rows and columns. This is the process of analysis of data. This is the process of presentation of data. Careful planning for tabulation is necessary even at this stage. This is the mathematical function after classification. Next, diagrams and graphs. Classification and tabulation help in summarizing the collected data and presenting them in a systematic manner. However, to a common man, this forms of presentation of numerical data may not be interesting, and in fact, it is confusing. So, a better way of presentation of the data is by diagrams and graphs. Rules for constructing diagrams: heading, size, scale, drawing, index, simplicity, suitability, sources. Types of diagrams. There are 5 types of diagrams. So first one dimensional, simple bar diagram, subdivided bar diagram, multiple bar diagram, percentage bar diagram, deviation bar diagram. And second one, two dimensional, rectangles, squares, circles, pie diagram. And third one, three dimensional, and the fourth one, pictogram, and fifth one, cartograms. This is an example of simple bar diagram. This is an example of subdivided bar diagram. This is an example of multiple bar diagram. Next, percentage bar diagram. Percentage is actual value divided by total of actual values into 100. This is an example of percentage bar diagram. This is an example of deviation bar diagram. Next, two-dimensional diagram. Pie diagram. Pie diagram is component value divided by total value into 360 degree. This is an example of pie diagram. It's graphical representation. Classification of graphs. There are 4 types of classification of graphs. The first one, histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve, O-gives or cumulative frequency curves. This is an example of histogram. This is an example of frequency polygon. This is an example of frequency curve. This is an example of O-gives, less than O-gives, and more than O-gives. Limitations of diagrams and graphs. The following are the main limitations of diagrams and graphs. Diagrams and graphs show only approximate values. Further analysis is not possible. All the details cannot be presented diagrammatically or graphically. Construction of diagrams and graphs require more skill. It is complementary to the table but not an alternative to it. Differences between diagram and graph. Diagram. Diagrams are drawn in plain paper. Graphs are drawn in graph paper. Construction of diagram is difficult. Construction of graph is easier. It is used for comparison. It is used to study mathematical relationship. It is attractive and can be easily understood. It needs some effort to understood. Data are presented by bars and rectangles. Data are presented by points, dots, lines, etc. Value of median or mode cannot be estimated. The value of median and mode can be estimated. It cannot be used for interpolation and extrapolation. It can be used for interpolation and extrapolation.